Okay, everybody, so let's take a look at this video. If you guys do not know who Druski is, he is a black comedian. He just did a skit as a redneck, okay? Makeup was excellent. You really can't tell that he's really not a white guy, but I'm gonna let you guys see it, okay? So he does this skit, over 60 million views, very viral, okay? But I think the interesting thing about this is that it pissed a lot of white people off. And so before we get into what white people had to say about him dressing up as a white man, let's first just watch the skit.
Here's the love, here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah! Yeah! Born in the USA! Woo! Born in the USA! Hey, Suanna.
She's not listening.
Hey, come up. You need to listen to your nana. Go ahead, baby. Girl, you crazy now. Hey, me, Ma. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? Good. All right now. Hey, you lost, boy?
No, I'm going to the race.
What race?
NASCAR race.
You going to NASCAR?
Yes, sir. A little bit.
You ain't lost, is you?
No, I'm good. I'm going to the race, sir.
Sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Find something safe to do, boy. Yeah. If liquor don't kill us, pussy must. Oh, that fucker will go. I see. Dan Arthur.
Randy Van Devin.
Dan Arthur. Oh, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Damn right. Proud to be American.
Now, I think the skit was funny as hell. A lot of people thought that the skit was funny as hell, okay? But there are plenty of people who have something to say about it, white people particularly, right? They seem to be upset, and they say that he is wearing whiteface, and if the roles were reversed, it would be a problem. And there are even a lot of white people who have come on to say, oh, I thought the skit was funny, but, right? You know, when that but comes, they're going to throw something else in there, and that but actually shows exactly how they feel. So let's watch some of their responses.
Yeah. If liquor don't kill us, pussy must.
Now chat, reverse the roles now.
Talk Druski. I don't think Druski dressing up like a white guy is racism. I'm not offended. I thought it was fucking hysterical. But I don't think it's racism because I think in a world of skits and comedy and ha-ha, hee-haw and around, that a white guy, if he could pull it off, if his makeup crew could pull it off, should be able to put on black makeup and go to a Lil Baby concert and make the exact same skit. This ideology that black people can do to white people what white people can't do to black people, all because white people were mean to you 200 years ago, fuck that.
Different sets of rules. We're done with hiding behind historical trauma or whatever to justify a double standard. You know, I know I'll be told that blackface is worse because of the history behind it, but we are done with that also. You don't get to make a different set of rules for yourself as some childish, arbitrary way of balancing out some historical wrong that never even affected you in the first place. No black person in 2025 was alive at a point when blackface was socially acceptable. The last minstrel show in America was when? Okay, it wasn't 1998, I can tell you that. The last one was, what, 100 years ago? I don't know. It's been a very long time. So, you don't get to use that as an excuse. The past is the past. We can't change it. Get over it. Just get over it. Today is today. And today it's either acceptable to paint your face to look like another race in order to make fun of them and do a comedy bit, or it isn't. It's either acceptable or it isn't. And this thing where we say, well, depends on the race. No. It doesn't depend on the race for anything. When we're talking about, it's offensive to say certain words or jokes or, it depends on no, it doesn't depend on the race. Either it's offensive or it's not. And either it's acceptable or it's not. Either it's the kind of thing that should destroy somebody's career or it shouldn't. And based on the fact that Druski's career is not destroyed, then okay. Then, floodgate is wide open. And that's all there is to it.
Now, y'all can't get mad at me and start coming after me when I show y'all my Halloween costume because Druski was allowed to do it. So I'm going to dress up as Druski for Halloween. Don't do that. Because now I'm going to come after you. Cancel me, I don't care. Boo.
Druski NASCAR skit. I find it to be hilarious, but I imagine myself, what if I played blackface at a rap concert or a basketball game or a pop concert, you know what I'm saying, or R&B concert, somewhere, I don't know, somewhere where it's predominantly all black people. I wouldn't have made it out of there, you know what I'm saying, if I went in there dressed as a black person with a black face, acting like a black person, you know what I'm saying, like, it wouldn't be acceptable. And I just feel like white people always got to have the thick skin. And trust me, I am in no way racist. And I find the skit to be hilarious. But it should be able to be hilarious on both sides. You know what I'm saying? If it's funny one way, it's got to be funny the other way. We got to make it make sense. So to me, if it's racism one way, it's got to be racism the other way. So what do y'all think?
Now, apparently, the white man that he dressed up as, we have found him, and he doesn't have a problem with the skit at all. And he actually invited Druski to the NASCAR. Look just like the man he dressed up as. So let's check him out.
All right, I seen the Druski white boy skit, and I noticed that he looks familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it. I've seen that guy before. Well, I got the tits and everything. Look, Druski, on October 4th, I'm going to be driving a demolition derby car in Bristol. I'd be honored if you'd come watch. For America, I'm up against like these Australians. And hypothetically, if you wanted to be in that derby, I have not cleared this, but I'm pretty freaking sure we could find you a car. I'm just thinking out loud here, baby. You can come out to my trailer if you want to. I got a camper down there, a real nice one you can stay in. Fucking hire me.
Now, for all of the white people who had a problem with this and had something to say, all I hear in them talking is that we want to be able to dress up as blackface and not have no backlash. I would like to remind everybody that blackface is actually something with a historical racist background to it. You can Google blackface and it will come up and explain all of that to you. Whiteface is actually not a thing. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as wearing whiteface in a way that it brings about oppression and racism towards a group of white people. That has never happened. There is no such thing as whiteface. So let's be clear about that, okay? The next thing is, I find it really interesting that they want to reverse the roles so bad. That's all this is. You just want to wear blackface without it being a problem, okay? And then there was a man on here who said, you guys heard him, that why do you get to be mean to people, for white people who didn't do anything to you from over 300 years ago? First of all, they started that racial context to dressing up as blackface. If you have an issue with it, I suggest that white boy, if any of you, go and ask your grandfathers, okay? Because Jim Crow wasn't that long ago, baby, and it was your grandma and your grandpa who was at them lynchings. So why don't you go and ask them about why they were so racist and why blackface was an issue, okay? Maybe they can help you understand some of this. The next thing is, it's amazing to me as white people how they always do this crying and say it's so unfair that y'all can call us names, but we can't say certain names to y'all and they're racist. Crack is not actually a racist word. I heard somebody say that on TikTok, right? Y'all can say cracker, but I can't say the other word. Crack is not a racist word. It's the definition of a person on the plantation who actually had the whip and used to go around, and their job was to whip the slaves into obedience if they weren't picking cotton fast enough or picking the crops or doing their job. They would whip them with the whip. So it was actually the name of his job that he did. It wasn't anything that held him in oppression like the other word that y'all want to use so bad. So I mean, there is context to all of this that you motherfuckers don't seem to want to explore the context. You just want to cry about shit. It reminds me of the person who bullies somebody, and then when those people decide to stand up for themselves instead of being bullied, then the bully says, why can't I do to you what you do to me? People talking about, if you can wear whiteface, why we can't wear blackface? Baby, you've been wearing blackface. You've been wearing blackface. You've been doing it. That's why it's a thing. Because you already did it first. Like, I want you to think about this for a minute for all the people that are racist, because that's what you are, whether you say you're not, that have a problem with this man's skit. I want you to understand this, that if white people had not made blackface a thing, in this country, we would have been able to dress up as whoever we want. White people could have dressed up as black people could have dressed up as white people, and any other race that we see out here. The only reason it has a racist connotation to it, and the only reason that it's an issue, is because white people actually made it an issue. See how that works? Like, had y'all never taken it and turned it into something racist, it wouldn't be an issue now. So I suggest all of those questions you have about why you can or can't do something, or why this is racist but that isn't racist, you should go to the source. Go ask your fucking grandfather. He knows.